NBC didn't like it, and they kind of like threatened to fire me. And I was on my Chappelle shit at the time. Like, I had been kicking it with him. And I was like, oh, well, I quit. And I literally just stepped away from America's Got Talent. Everybody was like, yo, this is the biggest mistake of your entire career.
You making, what, $20 million a year?
Yeah. And it was, people were like, jobs like that don't come around again. Howard Stern was trying to convince me to stay. And I'm looking up to him because he told NBC when, back in the day that he was leaving and all that stuff. So, and he was like, nah, man, keep that job. Simon Cowell, everybody was trying to convince me. And then I was like, nah, I know my worth. And then I went and created a show over at Fox that was bigger than America's Got Talent.
When you posted about you leaving AGT back all those years ago, you had said that at one point you were in a dark place about trying to figure out the decision.
Yeah, because everybody was like against me, like my entire team. And I'm like, what, am I making a bad decision? Because I'm literally trying to stand up for freedom of speech and stand up for my culture and all of that stuff. And it was like, wait, I feel like I'm making the right decision, but they're like, nah, man, this is how the game works, and you're the highest paid host on television and all that stuff. You step away from that, the industry's not going to rock with you no more. And I just stood 10 toes down. But it was definitely a dark place because, I mean, and that's happened a few times in my career.
Yeah. So
like at certain points, it's like, oh, I know what this is. It's a cycle. You know what I mean? So long as I can always stay true to myself, then it ain't never gonna be an issue with me. But it was scary, when them first times happened. You don't know, like, dang, is this over? Dang, how am I gonna feed my family from this point on? If everybody around me, agents, managers, everybody was like, nah, you got to figure this out. But luckily, believing in yourself definitely plays off.
What did you learn about, like, how to navigate the race conversations working with corporations from that? Because I know the joke was, you jokingly saying,
yeah,
AGT
I said NBC stood for nigga be careful.
It's true though. They proved you right.
Right. And they didn't like that. But again, and we had several conversations, closed door, and it was when you feel something isn't authentic, you just kind of know, like, yo, I'm gonna just trust my gut. And sometimes, because I don't think there was any malice even from their side and stuff. They're trying to protect their brand. And then there was part of me that just at that time in my life, I was soapboxing so heavy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to pontificate. I wanted to, and that's the energy I think even a lot of us was on when it was really just like, yo, we standing up for us and we ownership and all of that. And I think rightly so, it was a good decision at the time. But now that I'm, a little more mature and all that stuff, it's like, yo, you definitely got to know how to pick your battles. Even though I won that one and I would encourage people to always stand firm in who you are and what you represent. But it can drain you so much, you know what I mean?